those conduits to the community. And in fact, that is one of the areas that we have focused on, is trying to help tell our story in terms of the DBE program and the progress that we're making. The group has talked at length about some of the ways to do that, and we appreciate the outlets that we've had to date, including today, to be able to talk about this. In terms of the executive branch in Minnesota, I think the fact that the commissioner and my committed so directly to recognize the importance of growing the program and going through the effort that we're doing right now, bringing all the stakeholders together, speaks for itself. I think that there has not, as far as I'm aware, there has never been a collaborative approach such as we're going through at this time. And I think that is critical to really implementing the change that we all see as needed and want to see occur in this program. In terms of any legislative activity or anything, which I think was the third part of your question, I understand and I am aware of some bill that exists today, and I think Mr. King and actually Alex Tittle from his staff, who is a great member of this group, has identified some potential opportunities in terms of training that has supported at the legislature, and we look forward to working through this program in order to again build the pool that's available for these contracts.
Let me bring some more voices to this conversation. Toussaint Moore is a 52-year-old carpenter. He's been a carpenter 24 years, a union carpenter for 19 years. He grew up in St. Paul, and he studied a couple of years at the University of Minnesota. He did a 4-year apprenticeship program through the state of Minnesota Department of Labor and Industry, their division voluntary apprenticeship. He graduated from the program, and he's worked at the Urban Coalition as a residential apprentice, went on to highway heavy bridge building. From there, he went to doing commercial high-rise. He's worked in other states and in Canada as a commercial carpenter. And he says that after being in the union 19 years, he's barely able to work 4 months a year, even as a dues-paying member. It's his belief that black carpenters are called onto the job when the job is almost done, which means our pensions aren't adding up. So when they retire, they're going to be in just as much poverty as they were when they were employed card-holding members. Brother Toussaint Moore, good morning, and thank you for being here. Explain the problem.
Thank you for allowing me to speak. And I'd like you to be aware that I'm speaking for not just myself. There's quite a few other black carpenters that can't speak, but should be able to. When you graduate from the apprenticeship program here, it's highly accredited. You can go anywhere in the world, anywhere and work, and be accepted. We're all qualified journeyman carpenters, but we go out and apply for the jobs. We found out when the jobs are let. We go and apply before the footings are started. We're told we don't need any help yet. We've watched other people come in behind us, get the same job the same day. I've gotten jobs on the phone because they didn't know I was black on the phone, there's no doubt. I've gone into the office from the car, and they looked at me and said, no, we've already hired someone. And I said that was me. I can't use my whole name because it's too ethnic. So I go as T.A. Moore. When I go in, there's a mistake. You no longer have the job. The union, the management, and the contractors are all in cohorts together, and we have to pay dues to them. We have a new regime now, and it's the right word, regime, but they're doing no better. I'm still not working. I've taken all the advanced classes. There's about 9 of us go out to jobs together, apply as a unit. We don't get the job.
So not only are your tax dollars being used to create wealth for other people, but you are trained to do some of the work that should mean some of the dollars flow to you and your family, and you are being excluded twice now. So how does the department feel about people like that? Before you answer, I'm going to bring one more voice in. Makram El Amin is a team leader, a life coach with the Network for Better Futures. They help men who are in their program in the areas of housing, physical and behavioral health, employment, education, and community re-engagement. He's also the leader of the local Muslim community and has been for the past 12 years. He grew up right here in North Minneapolis, the North High graduate. Brother Makram El Amin, thank you for being here. And you're here to raise a voice, too, for men and women who want to work and who need work, but they are finding institutional barriers, but you're working to try to make sure they don't lose hope and that they get a chance to learn and train. How does this conversation affect your vision and the outcomes that the men you're working with can finally experience?
First of all, I want to just thank you, Al, for the opportunity to be here. As a person working with the Network for Better Futures, and about a dozen of our men are here present today in the audience as well. Many of our men coming from backgrounds of corrections and treatment facilities and other barriers in their background. So even in terms of just the idea that the job market and business opportunities are even more and more limited when you have checkered backgrounds in that regard. But we believe, as others believe, that one of the best forms of social services is a good paying job. And we have men here, 120 men enrolled right now in the network. All of our men are employed. Some of them are outside employment, but others are employment right through Better Futures, which is our business arm of what we're doing at the network. However, we're seeing with this economy that we're affected as anyone else is affected, and even more so because of our demographic and population, that these jobs are getting few and far between. And we are hopeful with the stimulus package and really not to be redundant on many of the things that I agree with that others have said, that this will provide opportunities for our men, those who are directly involved. This is not trickle-down effect here in terms of this. We're at the brunt of it in terms of the lack of opportunity for the men. These men have demonstrated some willingness to change. They realize they have some problems in their backgrounds, but they're making a concerted effort, and we're trying to surround them with services, housing, behavioral health, and other things that will help them to be contributing members of the society. So we're hopeful. We're hopeful and want to join together as in this voice in terms of speaking to the equity that needs to happen in terms of these resources coming down.
Let's add one more building block in this equation. James Frisco is the president of the National Association of Minority Contractors, Minnesota, Upper Midwest Division. And you've got the piece that has a organization or strategy to grow businesses that can hire people who are coming out of the network and hire laborers, skilled workers like Brother Toussaint Moore. But you're finding barriers as well. Is our government responsive to the desire of your members to be part of the retooling, the rebuilding of America?
Thank you very much, Al. Our members are very optimistic, and also in speaking to Bernie Arsenault, we have met with MnDOT several times before and are actively involved in those committees. We will definitely be looking forward to participating more, to hiring more of the labor force that is available to make that happen. Our biggest concern is within that area of what we call good faith efforts. This is a consistent problem within the minority contractor community where it is called a good faith effort to hire contractors and subcontractors. Our concern is that teeth be put in the program. We want to make that happen. We want it to be more strongly enforced. We want full compliance so that we can fill our toolbox with the available talent. Bernie, would you comment on that, please?
Absolutely, and I couldn't agree more. In fact, one of our groups, I was just looking here, is set up to deal with good faith effort in a number of ways. The program is really largely understood as to how good faith effort fits into this, and we don't have time right now to go into that, but I will say that there are several programs or projects that we intend to pursue that are going to address the good faith effort. One is an education component, but I think one that more directly reflects the concerns and the issues that have been brought up here currently, our good faith effort goals from the contractor are determined after the letting date. And we believe that we ought to follow